Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Krusty Canuck. I'm your host, Krusty. It's a beautiful December 4th, 2018. How can our Prime Minister any dumber? Well, you decide. I'm going to be showing you some videos and some facts based on the crap he said at the G20 summit in Argentina, just to prove him wrong and to prove to you, my viewers, that, this man's got to go. Take a look for yourself. Is this how it goes? Am I level? Um, er, er. Yep, that's right, Justin. That is a hammer, and you had a level, and you had a hard hat. That's probably the first time you've actually worn one for anything other than your virtue signaling. Go figure. According to the Nectarine and the National Post, links will be at the bottom of my page. He was at the G20 summit in Argentina discussing the social impact of male workers on rural areas. What kind of impact, other than them spending money, working all day, and trying to make people's lives easier, are such a nasty impact on the world as we know it? How about the people working at your renovations at 24 Sussex Drive, Justin? Okay? All these contracts and people that you hire to upgrade all the offices of your constituents and your fellow cabinet members. The tune of $800,000 for one of the minister's office? That's one hell of an office for $800,000. My home costs less than $2, and yet you guys get an office that are what, $800,000? Interesting. Go figure. So Justin, here's a message for you. Fuck off. Right? Your leadership sucks. You're out of touch with the Canadian people, and you're really starting to piss a lot of us off. So, take your virtue signaling, take your cabinet, and go take a flying leap elsewhere. Okay? The only time you've actually probably wore a construction helmet and actually enjoyed wearing it is when you're doing your goddamn Village People impressions. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's carry on with another tweet from one of our beautiful leaders. Yes, the Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau. On the 2nd of December, he was quoted saying, "Hey, Trevor Noah, thanks for everything you're doing to celebrate Nelson Mandela's legacy at the Global Citizen Festival. Sorry I can't be with you, but, how about Canada pledge $50 million to Edu Can't Wait to support education for girls and women around the world? Work for you? Let's do it." Well, it's good to see, Justin, that you're being generous with Canadian tax dollars, considering you're not generous to Canadians who need benefits, especially the seniors out there who need an increase because, your cost of living is just ridiculous. Considering that you want to push this carbon tax and put tax upon the carbon tax, so another 4 to 6 cents of our dollar going to fight carbon emissions, plus GST in whatever province it lies in, right? So you're charging another 10 cents of every dollar for your ridiculous tax because you want to spend more of our money to so-called virtue and noble things. If you're going to spend $50 million in education in this country, how about you spend $50 million on schooling boys and girls? There's an idea. There's parity, actual equality, rather than just favoring one girl over one woman over a bunch of boys. How about work together and look at the education of students in this country? As I mentioned in my last video in regards to what's going on in universities right now with the whole race baiting BS, how about you spend that $50 million on actually showing students of today what can be like tomorrow? Because the only future that I see you promising with all this BS and this virtue stuff is that, hello, I'm the guy in charge and I'll do what it takes to make myself look good at the expense of others. Kind of narcissistic. Kind of sucky. But then again, you never worked a hard day in your life, so what do you know about giving anything away and putting effort in anything? I don't know, folks. I just find it ridiculous that there's this guy in power who doesn't want to really do anything for the country as a whole. Just a few little interests here and there. kissing up to a celebrity like Trevor Noah. Now, don't get me wrong, Trevor Noah, yeah, he's kind of funny. I do watch his show once in a while. And yeah, he does make some good jokes. But like every other American comedian down there on the hard left, they keep dissing Trump and they keep dissing this and they keep dissing that, all for the sake of ratings. Whatever happened to comedy with a purpose? Other than, just making people laugh. I'm getting really tired of this division. And I really hope when 2019 comes around that Canadians wake up and realize that the leadership in this country really lacks. It lacks intestinal fortitude. It lacks balls. We get a politician who thinks of himself as some kind of great figurehead. He has a half-assed education, grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth, and he'd be better off just playing right in traffic. Just the way he carries on. Honestly. Like, where does he get off doing this? Well, that's what happens, I guess, when you're a trust fund baby and you really have no other direction other than spending other people's money and making a fool of yourself and making a fool of the rest of us. It's a damn shame, but oh well. Don't worry, Justin, you're not getting my vote, and I guarantee a lot of Canadians out here in the West and possibly back in Ontario and Quebec who won't give you the second thought either. Dug yourself out, boy. That's it. I really don't know what else to say about this clown other than he's just an utter disgrace and he's shameful. He's made a mockery of everything. This past year, look at all the crap he's done. The hijab hoax, for example. The little girl that claimed to be attacked by somebody with scissors that cut her hijab. And within a half hour, or I think it was 45 minutes of said incident, there was the press all of a sudden looking after this little creature like she's some kind of victim of some conspiracy. When really it was just a hoax. And of course, Justin right there saying all these wonderful things about how we have to get along and it's racist and it's abhorrent that all this stuff happened. And yet it was a hoax. What did he say about it? Nothing. People heard crickets. Right? Little Asian girl that was killed in Vancouver recently. Right? She was killed by a Syrian migrant. What was done about it? Well, I'm sure the justice is going to come down hard on this individual, but what did he say about it? The Danforth shooting, where was he? Too busy bloody surfing at Tofino on his personal days, right? What has he done? What kind of leadership has he shown the Canadian people? Honestly. Yeah, he talks about diversity, but isn't like diversity of ideas. He talks about let's all get along here, but he shuns anybody who asks him any questions about financial responsibility or immigration responsibility. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for immigration, as long as it's done responsibly and legally. And this is the point I make to everybody I debate with in regards to this, is like, what if tables were turned? What if we in North America had to migrate east? How would we have to go about doing it? What were the rules and regulations, let's say for us Westerners, if we had to migrate east for some reason? Would we have to adapt to customs and laws and traditions? Would my wife have to be covered up 24/7? Would I have to be covered up 24/7? Something to think about. People forget that here in the West, that everybody has the opportunity to do what they want to do. Regardless if it's religion, if it's education, if it's physical labor. Dreams can come true out here. Period. I'm living a dream right now. I'm here. I've survived. I've accomplished many things in the past few years. I have a home. I have a great marriage. I have great family. I have great friends. But that also came from a price. That took work. That took effort. Right now I'm training with metals. I'm training in the art of gunsmithing. Hey, fantastic. It's a good trade. You work with your hands. You think. You're mobile. You're physical. I've also had other interests. I'm into carpentry. I'm into building things. Does that make me toxic, Justin? Am I a threat to society because I do things with my hands? No, of course not. It means I'm a Canadian. It means I'm a taxpayer. I spent 20 years serving my country, and I'm going to spend more than 20 years working for this nation because I believe in it. I will wave the flag, and I will do it proudly because there's a lot of history, a lot of good things Canadians have accomplished. I'll give you an example of a good accomplishment. Frederick Banting, guy who invented insulin. Look him up. All right? Dr. Roberta Bondar, one of the first women in space. Look her up. All right? Wilfrid Laurier, Canada's first Francophone Prime Minister. Look him up. Right? The list goes on. April 9th, 1917. The list goes on. That's up to you, the viewer, to look up to. Right? Like I say, I'm not against immigration. I'm not against anything of the sort. I just want responsible government taking responsibility for its shit. Period. A lot of this is sounding like the 1837 Family Compact. Look that up too. Well, it was the closest thing that Canada came to a civil war, and that was before we became a confederation. Anyhow, that's my spiel for today. Hope you folks enjoyed. I want to say a special thank you to everybody who's clicked like and has followed me on my Facebook page. You can follow me on Facebook under Krusty Canuck. Please take a gander at the t-shirt merchandise I have at teespring.com at the bottom of the page. Every sale that comes from that, I will give 25% of every item sold to the Calgary Veterans Food Bank. That's right, I will give 25% of every item and every donation that has been bought and sold on my website, on the GoFundMe page, on my Patreon, and on my Teespring, just to help veterans out in this time of need. 'Tis the season, folks. No one needs to go hungry. No one needs to go without. So, please give generously if you can. It'd be much appreciated. And thank you for watching. Remember, humanity and merit wins the day. Take care.